What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with Samsung Galaxy A04s, tips and tricks, and hidden features. So stay tuned if you want to learn how to get the most out of your device. Now, the first thing I want to show you with the Samsung Galaxy A04s is a quick and easy way to access the camera app. And this is already enabled by default. All you have to do is just double press on the power button. So let's try that right now. And you can see, just like that, it takes us right over to the camera app. Let's try that one more time here. And there you go. Now, this is accomplished using a feature called Side Key, and you can actually customize that to pull up any app of your choosing. Now, to get to that, to modify that setting, pull down the shade, go to the gear icon, which takes us over to the main settings, go to search, type in side, and you'll see right there Side Key, so go there. Then from here, go to Side Key, and then you'll see that we do indeed have Quick Launch Camera enabled by default, and then we can switch over to Open App, and then from here, we can pick any app that's installed onto the device. So maybe, for example, I want to double press on the power button to pull up Instagram. So I'll choose Instagram, and then now we're back to the home screen, even though you can do this from anywhere in the operating system. But I'll now double press on the power button, and just like that, you can see it does pull up Instagram. Now, the next thing I want to show you are some awesome ways to prolong the battery life on the Samsung Galaxy A04s. Now, thankfully, with this device, we already have a very large battery at 5,000 milliamp hours, but there is a dedicated battery saver mode. So I'll show you right now how to get to that. So you're going to pull down the shade, go to the gear icon, then go to search, type in battery, and this will take you over to the battery settings. So go here. And then from there, you'll see this option that says power saving. So go to that, and we have several different options here as well. So first thing is, you can just go with the defaults. So you can go to enable power saving mode. And then after doing that, it'll cut out a variety of different background tasks. In addition to that, it'll also switch the refresh rate on the display from 90 Hz to 60 Hz. And then by doing that, the phone will last quite a bit longer. Now, in general, I don't recommend having power saving mode enabled all the time. I would really only enable it if you think you have a long day ahead of you and you won't be able to recharge the phone anytime soon. But if you keep it enabled all the time, then you're just not going to get the best experience from the device in general. But again, if you're in a situation where you really need to get the most out of your battery, then it is at least nice that we do have power saving mode here. Now, in addition to that, you can make some other modifications as well. So you can see that by default, if you switch into power saving, it will limit the CPU speed to 70%, but if for some reason you don't want that, you can always disable that option. There's another option here for decreasing brightness by 10%. So that's another thing that comes along here with power saving mode. And then there's also another option that says limit apps and home screen. So for maximum power saving, allow only selected apps, limit all background activity, turn off edge panels, and change to dark theme. So that's definitely probably the most advanced power saving option. So now with that enabled, when we switch over to that mode, you can see that it does even more here. So it really switches things over to probably the most restrictive mode related to the battery, as the interface is limited to just these various apps. Looks like you can add a few more as well, but that's pretty much all you're getting. But in exchange for that, you're going to be getting the most battery life possible out of this device. Now, heading back over to the main battery page, there's also another area here that says more battery settings. So when you go there, most of these are already enabled by default. You can see one of them is adaptive battery. So that'll extend battery life based on your phone's usage. So once the device gets to kind of know how you use your phone, it will further optimize the battery in whichever way will give you the best experience. There's also show battery percentage. So by default, we do get the percentage, but if you don't want that, you can disable that. There's also fast charging, already enabled by default. I would definitely keep that on as it's very convenient to have. But then there's another option here that says protect battery. So to extend the lifespan of your battery, you can limit the maximum charge to 85%. Now, I personally don't enable that usually on devices I'm using, just because I do want the full battery capacity to be full when I actually fully recharge the phone. But if you think that will make sense for you, then you might want to consider that option as well. Now, with the Samsung Galaxy A04s, we do have the traditional Android 3-button navigation enabled here by default. So the button on the left side here takes us to our recent apps. The middle button is the home button, and the button on the right side is the back button. However, you can actually customize the layout of these buttons, and if you want to, you can even switch to gesture-based navigation. So let me show you how to do that. So you're going to pull down the shade, go to the gear icon for the settings, go to search, You're going to type in nav and let that load. You'll see right there navigation bar, so go there. Then from here, go down to navigation bar and go there. And then you'll see that we have a lot of different options. So the first option is to switch the button order. So the home button will always be in the middle, but if you go to here, it will switch the back button to the left side and the recent apps button to the right side. Now there isn't necessarily a right or wrong way of having these buttons be located one way or the other. Overall, I would just recommend trying both and seeing which layout here best suits the way that you prefer to use your phone. But in addition to that, there's also swipe gestures. So if we go there, you'll now see that the bottom bar here disappears and we have a little line instead. And essentially with those swipe gestures, swiping up takes you home, swiping partially up takes you to recent apps, and then swiping from the side takes us back. Then from here, we can go to more options, and you can see that there are additional options. So right here is swipe from bottom. So by going to there, we actually have 3 different lines on the bottom, and it does work a bit differently. So if you swipe up from the line on the left here, that'll take you to recent apps. Then if you swipe up from the middle, it'll take you home all the time. And then if you swipe up on the right side here, it will take us back. So a bit different there, but those are 3 different navigation bar layouts that you can try out, and I definitely recommend giving them all a try because who knows, maybe you prefer the default, but on the other hand, maybe you prefer gesture-based navigation instead. Now, while we're over here in the display settings, there are a few other things I want to show you. So this phone does offer a dark mode. So if you want to switch over to that, you can. And essentially with dark mode, as you can see, everything's a lot darker. I can definitely see this coming in handy during the nighttime or maybe if you're in a movie theater. But also, you can go to dark mode settings and you can set a schedule for this as well. So if you do prefer dark mode to be enabled during certain times of the day, you can set a schedule for that, which is pretty nice. Taking a look at some of the other options here too, there's motion smoothness. This is where you adjust the refresh rate. So by default, you do get a 90 Hertz refresh rate. Now, if you just want the standard 60 Hertz, you're not gonna get as smooth of a scrolling experience, but on the other hand, you will get slightly better battery life. So that is worth considering. There's also Eye Comfort Shield. So this helps by limiting blue light, especially a nice thing to use during the nighttime. You can set a schedule for this. You can have it be always on. And then there's also an option for the color temperature. So we have this slider here so that you can pick exactly how you want it to be. There's also font size and style. So you can pick the font you want and also the size of that font. And you can even have it be bolded. There is screen zoom. So you can have things be a bit larger all throughout the operating system, which is convenient as well. And then full screen apps. So if you want your apps to take over the entire display, there's also an option for that here as well. There's screen timeout, which is pretty self-explanatory, but I did set this to 30 minutes because I've been making a lot of videos about this phone, but you do have a lot of different times to choose here for the screen out time. So I definitely recommend kind of trying some different ones from the default. And then finally, there's touch sensitivity. So if you do put a screen protector on this phone and it seems like the screen is not very responsive, you can always enable that to make things be a bit better. Now, the next thing I want to show you is how to take a screenshot with the Samsung Galaxy A04s. So all you need to do is hold down the volume down and the power button for about a second, and then it takes the screenshot, and then from there, you can edit it or share it. Now, another feature I want to show you is called Dual Messenger. So essentially, with certain apps that are compatible with this mode, the phone can actually clone that app so that you can sign into multiple accounts, even if that app doesn't support multiple accounts. So for example, with Facebook, if you have multiple Facebook accounts, you can essentially clone the Facebook app so that there's 2 versions of it. Same thing for Snapchat. Now to get to this, you're gonna pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in dual, and let that load. And you'll see right there, Dual Messenger. So go there, and then go here, and then out of the apps that are installed on your phone, the ones that are compatible with this will then appear here. So as you can see, out of the ones that I have, this does work with Snapchat, Facebook, and then Messenger itself. Now with the Samsung Galaxy A04s, by default, this is what the lock screen looks like. Now what's awesome is that we can actually customize this, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So what you're gonna do is go into the phone, then from here, go to the settings, go to search, and type in lock, and you'll see right there, clock style under lock screen. So once you're there, go to clock style, and then you'll see that we have a lot of different options available. So there's different styles, here's the default, you can get the date a bit larger if you want, you can kind of change up the way that the numbers look. You can even get kind of like an analog clock appearance here as well, and you can also adjust the colors of the clock itself. So there are some pre-curated gradients here. You can pick other colors. You can even go a step further here and pick almost any color in the color spectrum. So that's really awesome. I'm gonna pick blue right now, and I'm gonna go with that analog clock. I'm gonna go to done, and then now, when going to the lock screen, you can see that I now have a different clock style here. So now that we're back in the settings area, I wanna show you some different advanced features that I definitely think will come in handy. So go down to advanced features right there, and you'll see a few of these. I already showed you side key, but one of them is one-handed mode. So I'm gonna enable that right now, and then go there, and you'll see that there's two different options. So there's gesture and button. So essentially with one-handed mode, it will shrink down the display, so it's a lot easier to use the phone with just one hand. Because as you can see, this phone is very large at 6.5 inches, and when using it with just one hand, I really can't reach a good portion of the display here. Now overall, I find this to work a lot better with a button tap versus the gesture. So I'm gonna switch over to that, and essentially, all you have to do is just double tap on the home button, and now we'll shrink down the display. And what's cool about this is that you're essentially getting a mini phone here. So you can go through the entire operating system, kind of shrunken down, just like this. You can even move it to the other side if you are left-handed. That makes things a lot easier. You can even grab onto here and change the exact placement of it, so that's really cool. And you can also grab onto the corner here and further resize things. So you can go pretty large with this shrunken down display and even smaller than the default. So by doing that, you can have things be ideal for using this phone with just one hand. And then to get out of one-handed mode, you just tap on the outside, and it'll then expand things all the way out to how it normally is. And then to get out of this mode, you just tap on the outside, it expands things, and then you can use the phone as it normally is. Now heading back over to this advanced features menu, we can go over to motions and gestures, and then from there, there's a lot of different options. So lift awake is one of them. So when the display is off and you lift up the phone, it'll wake up the display. Kind of hard to do with the camera in front of me, but there we go. Lift awake just worked right there. Then from there, you can do double tap to turn on the screen. That's a really nice feature. I'm surprised that's not already enabled by default, but essentially when the screen's off, you just double tap and it'll turn the screen on. So that's really good. There's also double tap to turn off the screen. So if there's an empty space on the home screen, like right here, if I double tap, it'll turn off the display. And then another one here that's not enabled by default is keep screen on while viewing. So essentially with that enabled, the phone will use the front camera to see if you're actually looking at the display or not. And then if it notices that you are still looking at the display, then it won't time out the display itself. Now the next thing I want to show you is how to hide apps with the Samsung Galaxy A04s. Now when you're on the home screen, like right here, if there's a certain app you want to hide, like let's hide Facebook for example, you can then hide that so it won't show up on the home screen itself, and it also will not show up in the app drawer. So to do this, you're gonna go to the upper right corner, go to those three dots, go to settings, then from there, go to hide apps, and then we're gonna hide Facebook, so select that. You can see it's now listed under the hidden apps. Go to done, go back home here, and you can see Facebook is now missing. It's nowhere to be found anywhere throughout either the app drawer or home screen, and that's because it's hidden. Then to bring it back, go back to that same area, go to settings, go to hide apps, and then unhide it. And then now, with the app not hidden any longer, it'll be back. However, it won't reappear to where it was, but you can see it's now located here in the app drawer. Then from there, I can grab the app once again and put it back to where it was before. But this concludes my video on Samsung Galaxy A04s, tips, tricks, and hidden features. I hope you got a lot out of this video and learned quite a bit about how to use your device. And if you did, definitely give this video a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here. Definitely check out my other content as well about the A04s, as I do have quite a few other videos on the channel about it. But with all that said, I will see you in the next one.